couple of little tactics to suggest to you. First is to label people. I'm one of 3 sisters. There was the pretty sister, and there was the clever sister, and there was the sporty sister, and I will leave you to work out which one I was. And even though our lives have changed a lot since we were little, we still carry around those labels. In fact, psychologists spend a lot of their time trying to peel those labels off people, you know, the ones that we put inside us, because they're so powerful. You live up to your labels. So if you take action, say you buy an energy-saving light bulb, and you buy it because it's the only one that's there, or because you think it would be cheaper over time, I should say to you, thank you. You are clearly somebody who cares about the climate. Well done. Next time I want to get you to do something, say, are you the kind of person who cares about the climate? Oh yeah, that's me. A lot of communications tactics do this. You know, you are a Lexus driver. You know, you are a Mont Blanc person. It's sort of marketers all the time. They put a label on you about being a consumer of their product. We need to start putting labels on people about being the sort of person who cares about the climate. It will make it a damn sight easier next time we turn around and try and get them to do something. Catch them around open to change. They're called transition zones. It's a lot easier to get somebody to change their behaviour when their behaviours are already changing, when they're moving house, when they're leaving college, when they're starting a new job, when they're starting a family, when they're getting married. When all the behaviours are up in the air, it's a lot easier to break those habits and start something else. There's also some small changes that can be done. To say, for example, you want to get people to do something that costs money, communicate it at the beginning of the month, because they've just been paid, rather at the end of the month when they haven't got any money. When you want people to make a major decision about their house, spring is a great time to do it, because they're beginning to kind of get ready for spring cleaning and all the rest of it. Try and think about times, either that we all go through or that individual groups will go through. A great time to communicate to students is just when they're about to graduate, and they're about to kind of, their whole life is about to change. And it'll be a whole lot easier to get some new behaviours in. And finally, to kind of continue with my private porn theme, is the pleasure principle. My company's motto, mission statement, anybody who's got a good word for one of those things, please tell me, because they all sound so awful, is to make sustainable development so desirable that it becomes normal. Now, if we fail at that, then we're going to have to make sustainable development so unavoidable that it becomes acceptable. But for the moment, I'm trying to make it desirable and then make it normal. We need to try and make some of this more desirable, some of it more pleasurable. And the reason for that is time. This is my final point, and I'm running out of time. The reason for this is time. Ever since about the 1950s, the end of the war, we have been trying to minimise the amount of time that we spend doing our chores. You know, labour-saving devices, cutting the time that you have to spend doing chores, doing your to-do list. Really, we try and squeeze the amount of time available for that as much as we can. Not least because working hours have increased, but also because we've been trying to expand the amount of time we have available for leisure, pleasure and fulfilment. So, even if you manage to cut through into somebody's brain, even if you manage to get them to want to do something, even if they agree to do it, so mentally in their label and taken action, it's going to go on their to-do list, their mental to-do list. Along with go to the dentist, visit the doctor, get the cat neutered, etc., etc. A lot of things on our to-do lists, with the best of intentions, are forever delayed, because only the absolute priorities get done. So let's move it off that list and put it onto the pleasure, leisure and fulfilment list, a hell of a lot more of which gets done. And there are some really, and that's where communications come in. There are some really simple ways of doing it. On recycling, a good example is some recycling bins in London. I can never remember which borough. You know, bit dirty, bit grotty, there's a plastic bag stuck between them, you know, bit smelly, you drive off in your car, leave it idling, one up, put it in, drop it in your car, go away. It's a chore. You do it because, God damn it, you're a decent human being and you're going to do the recycling. Paint the ground around them green. Paint them to look like cows, and even in a couple of notable of the bins, make them go moo when you open them. And suddenly it's the sort of thing, Mummy, can we go do the recycling? It becomes a pleasure, leisure and fulfilment activity, to the point of there's some concerns that people are actively trying to create more waste in order to use it. That is a lick of paint. The behaviour is exactly the same. but a lick of paint took it off the forever delayed to-do list and onto the pleasure, leisure and fulfilment list, which means people had a lot more time available for it. That's it from me. Thank you very much.